Good morning, children of the Most High. This is your brother Chukwemeka. Brothers and sisters, something is happening in Igboland. Something is going on. We are currently being invaded by the Nigerian military. This is a military invasion on Igboland. And from what I've been saying, it has been planned long time ago. You see, last time I did a video explaining that the military invasion that has been planned on Igboland was orchestrated long ago, and Nnamdi Kanu was used as an excuse for that. A lot of people did not show me love from that video. That's understandable. I actually don't live on love. But shortly after I did that video, this whole thing started. There are so many videos and pictures circulating of people dying, people, dead bodies covered with banana leaves. Stories are coming out of military burying dead bodies. Most of those stories are really not true. Some of them could be true. We just don't know. But one thing we should all know is that a military, not just Nigerian military, any military at all, is a destructive force. It's not a constructive force. It's a destructive force. And so when you have that force, when you have that destructive force in your community, the most important thing you have to ask yourself is why? Why is a destructive force steamrolling over your community? Why are they here? Who brought them here and for what purpose? Children of the Most High, we should ask ourselves that question. Why are the military in Igboland? Why are they carrying the oppression in Igboland? In this video, you see, there are very few reasons why military will be deployed in a particular location. Number one of this reason is if a martial law is declared, if there is unrest in a particular area and martial law is declared. Number two, if that area is invaded by external force. And number three, and more importantly, if an area is threatening to break away, cessational threats against the nation, the military has a mandate to maintain the integrity of the nation. That is their mandate, so they can do that. Before now, in Igboland, the military, even though they wanted to invade, because we know that most people in the military are not Igbos. Most of them are, for the lack of a better word, antagonal to Igbos. But even though they have been looking for an excuse to carry out such an operation in Igboland, before now they had very little excuse. Igboland was not known for any kind of terrorist activity or any kind of activity that could lead to the military being deployed or that could lead to the president or the governor to declare martial law. So an excuse should be created that will allow the military to come in to carry out the activity they want to carry out. It's a very simple thing. If you want to create something, you create a problem that will lead to the solution you want. It's a problem reaction solution. This is a very common tactic. This is where my position has always been, that the young man Nnamdi Kanu was created for that purpose. He was set up, he was established for that purpose, to create that excuse for a military invasion of Igboland. That is my position, and you may not see it that way. That is fine. You may think this is a conspiracy theory. A few days ago, the Nigerian military declared IPOB a terrorist organization. They went ahead and declared IPOB a terrorist organization. And one of the reasons they gave was that the members of IPOB were throwing stones and machetes and trying to seize military guns. And of course, anybody knows that this is just laughable, really, because people that were throwing stones, people are called terrorists because they were throwing stones. But when you declare an organization terrorists, it makes it easier and palatable to kill people you think are members of that organization. Know that IPOB does not have a membership uniform. There are no ID cards you carry around as a member of IPOB. What this means is that any Igbo youth who is killed now will just be called a member of IPOB. And in that case, most people will see it as palatable that they should kill them, they are terrorists. This is a problem. Again, brothers and sisters, why? Why is this thing going on? This is a question we should all ask. And this is going on because of what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. The Biafran struggle did not start last week, brothers and sisters. It has been here. But we have never done what we are currently seeing Nnamdi Kanu and his group do. It is my position that Nnamdi Kanu was set up to do this. Look, this is not the first time we are seeing this in Igboland. This is not the first time. I believe in my mind with all my heart that Nnamdi Kanu was created by people who are not Igbos, with promises that he can be the king of Igbo, that he can be the king of Igbo, and he does what he is told to do. And this is why, number one, I also believe that the people who set him up, they are not Igbos, and they are very high up in authority in this country. That is why I suspect seriously that the military could be behind him. Because Nnamdi Kanu is untouchable. The governors will send for him to come, he and his father, to come for a meeting, and he would decline. Brothers and sisters, I don't know who you are, but if a governor sends for you and you decline and go back and insult them and call them efulefu or useless or whatever, the governor can issue an arrest warrant for you. Why are they not issuing that for Nnamdi Kanu? Because Nnamdi Kanu is untouchable. Nobody's touching him. The people who set him up are high up in authority in this country. That's why he's untouchable. That is why none of the Igbo governors have ever come out to denounce what he's doing. Because he's an untouchable. This is a military operation in Igboland. This is an operation from the highest level in Igboland. You should understand what is going on. This is not the first time we have seen our people, or some members of our people who were set up with promises that they can be king in Igboland. If you don't believe me, look at the government of Imo State and tell me if that's not an external thing that's happening in Igboland. Nnamdi Kanu, if you look at him, you don't need to be told that this guy wants to be king of Igbo people. He basically sees himself as God. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, he took this picture. He is seeing himself as he's taking on the pose of the savior, of the king of Igbo people. He is untouchable. This is simply because he's being set up. He's being made to believe that if he do what he's told to do, he will be the king or the chief, the god of Igbo people. And that's simply why he's putting on the looks, dressing as the quasi king of Igbo. This is a young man. This is a very young man. But I don't know whether he's dyeing his hair white, but he is leaving his gray hair grow, so that he will look more old and more mature as the kingmaker of Igboland. And he walks. He has been assuming the walk of an elder, and he has been also assuming the talks, the way elders talk. This is what he has been deceived into believing, that he can be made king in Igboland if he does what he's doing. And I've maintained that what he is doing is nothing but luring the military to invade Igboland. Now, let's take a look at what he is doing. He is going all about, he is saying the right thing. So, to be honest, to be very honest, he is talking about the oppression of Igbo people, which is, we all know is going on. He is talking about the killings of Igbo people and the need for Biafra or referendum and the rest of them. But that's not all he's talking about. He, at the same breath, is insulting the entire Nigerian establishment. He and his organization is creating a rift among Igbo people. Brothers no longer trust brothers. Children no longer trust their parents. Youths no longer trust their leaders, their elders. That is what he is creating. He is trying to hold the entire Igboland to ransom. That is why he just woke up one morning and decided that there should be no election in Anambra State. He is not from Anambra State, he is from Abia State. But he just decided that there should be no election in Anambra State. And the people that are following him just agreed, yes, there should be no election. What has election in Anambra State got to do with the struggle for Biafra? I really don't know. But apparently it makes sense to he and his followers. Why don't you want there to be election in Anambra State? Nothing. Just because he wants to show that he can hold Igbo people to ransom. Of course, the people of Anambra State will not even listen to him. But this tells you the amount of power he is assuming. Brothers and sisters, Ojukwu did not conduct himself that way. Ojukwu, the recognized leader of the Igbo people, did not conduct himself as a king. When Ojukwu created the party called Abga, he didn't even demand that every Igbo join that party. But here we have a young man who obviously does not know what he's doing, parading himself as the quasi-king of Igboland. This is a setup. This man has been convinced that he can be made king. We have seen this before. Let's not pretend that we have not. We have seen this before. I know a lot of you are emotionally and, emotionally invested in Nnamdi Kanu. I know a lot of you believe in him and his mission. That is fine. You feel free to believe that. But you owe it to yourself to research all things. The Bible said we should prove all things. You owe it to yourself to look at what somebody is doing. Every action Nnamdi Kanu is doing is nothing but inviting the military to attack our place. You may think he's calling for referendum, but that's not true. You are having selective listening problem. You are selectively listening to the things you want to hear. He is not only calling for referendum, he is also asking for cessation. When you ask for cessation, you are inviting the military. He has been invited by lots and lots and lots of Igbo organizations to talk some sense into him, and he declined. He will never sit down to listen to reason. He is inviting the military into our land. There is an Igbo proverb that says, let us send the kite away first before we reprimand the chick not to stray far from the mother's shadows. If you want to form your own country, your own state, your own region, autonomy, whatever, you don't do that by inviting the military to come and steamroll over your people, to come and destroy the economic survival of your people. You don't do that. That's not how you do it. But this is what Nnamdi Kanu has done by inviting the military to come and steamroll us. And they are currently doing that now. You can see that they are doing that now. That's why I tell you, nobody in their right mind will do this. He is set up to do this. He has been established to create that excuse for a military invasion. That is what is going on, brothers and sisters. Now, Nnamdi Kanu went ahead to form a Biafra secret service. It doesn't get worse than this. I saw the pictures of the Biafra secret service with their Cherewere uniform that they were wearing as a secret service. When you declare your own region, declare your own territory with your own army, that is the number one invitation for a military invasion. Who will do this? Who in their right mind would? What is the Biafra Secret Service supposed to do? And now these are some brainless idiots, some of which are not Igbo. Some of these people are not Igbo. Some of these people are Jaws and from the Niger Delta region. They are not Igbo, so some of them. Now, who in their right mind will go and form a secret service? What if you are told to build a nation? Would that be the first thing you do? But People who are supporting Nnamdi Kanu don't see anything wrong with this. What is wrong with people? What kind of fanaticism is this? Brothers and sisters, this is why the military is steamrolling over the Igbo people. This is why your innocent brothers and sisters are being killed for nothing in their fatherland. Because you are supporting a child who does not know what he's doing, forming a secret service that does not have guns or even catapults. What is going on? Why are we supporting this? This is why our people are being killed. This is why Igbo businesses are being turned over. Just last Friday, in the northern part of Nigeria, from Abuja to Kaduna to Kanu, after the prayers in the mosque, the military were deployed in some areas. I got calls from my friends. The military were deployed to maintain peace, because the situation is getting out of hand. There are rumors coming out that Igbos are killing Hausas in the east, which is not true. It's not true at all. But these rumors people are there churning this thing out on the internet, and they know that in the north, after the mosque prayers, this thing can start all over again. So we have a situation whereby people are fanning the flames of war from the east and the north. They are fanning the flames of war, all just because one child decided to form a Biafra secret service, and people are supporting him to do that. Okay, Nnamdi Kanu said, unfortunately for us, brothers and sisters, like I said, the Igbo struggle has been given a face. That is why whatever we are going on will now be equated to what Nnamdi Kanu is going on, because the Igbo struggle has been given a face. This is an operation. This is how you do it. This is how you control your opposition. I've said this so many times. If you don't want to listen to it, that is fine. Feel free not to, but you've heard it from me. Now, Nnamdi Kanu said that his house was attacked by the military. I don't know whether that is true. I don't think it is not true. I think it's actually true. And then that supports if the military actually attacked his house, that supports what I said, that the military were the ones that set him up as an excuse. Why? Ask yourself, brothers and sisters, why? Why will the military attack Nnamdi Kanu's house? Is Nnamdi Kanu's house a fortress? Do they have a mandate to arrest him? Do they have any mandate to arrest any member of his household? Why would they attack his house? I'll tell you why they attacked his house. They attacked his house because they want to rile up more Igbos. They know that going to his house will rile up the Igbo youths. This is all a staged event, brothers and sisters. This is a staged event. This is theater. In fact, don't even take it from me. The military, when they declared IPOB a terrorist organization, they call them actors. That is the word they use for them. They call them IPOB actors. Actors, brothers and sisters. This is a staged event. I didn't write that memo for the military. They wrote it and called the IPOB actors. These people were set up to do what they are doing. If the military went to Nnamdi Kanu's house, they know that going to his house will lead to more of his fans to throw stone at them. And this will lead to deaths. More deaths of Igbo people. This is the excuse you need to rile up violence. I don't know whether it's the military that is doing it or some members of the military that will just go to his house to create more violence. I don't know. But apparently you can see that. Why would they go to his house? Do they have a mandate to arrest him? Nnamdi Kanu, in his interview after the incident, said that the military came to his house and they were shooting for over 30 minutes. They even came with an armored tank. But his boys stopped them. And so, because when they were showing the picture all over the compound, I didn't see one bullet shot or one bullet imprint on the wall. I didn't see one. Maybe if you saw one, please show me. I saw some scatter, some things were torn over. Maybe some spoons or knife may not be where they're supposed to be. But that's just about it. It does not look like where military with armored tank has been shooting for 30 minutes. Because I know that if military shoots for 30 minutes, there will be nothing left unturned. So these people, whether they are militaries or whether they are imposters, I don't know. But you see that this was created at the very beginning of the operation to rile up Igbo youth, to bring them out, to lure them out. Because if you hear that the military is now going after Nnamdi Kanu, more people will see this as being patriotic to come out and support. So they riled up our people. And that will lead to more death of our people. Why are we not seeing this? Why are we not seeing that this is a game they are playing on us? Whether it's the military that is playing it or whether it's someone else, I have no idea. But this is a game. That is why I say, brothers and sisters, stay away from IPOP until we understand what is going on. If you support Nnamdi Kanu, that's fine. If you think that he's a God sent, he's a savior, that God just picked him out of nowhere and tell him to go and save his people, that is fine. But you must make him do what he's doing for the Igbos on your own terms. He should be propagating Igbo tradition. He should be fostering peace among Igbos, not division. He should not be parading himself as the king of Igbo people. He should be fostering peace, because Igbos are known for peace. Igbos are not known to stand up and go and attack people. We've not done that, and we've never done that. He should be fostering that. Stop deceiving yourself by saying that he's just calling for referendum. No, he's not just calling for referendum. He's calling for destruction. He's calling for war. He's calling for cessation. He is inviting the military. He is creating a separate army. This is how you invite military. You don't invite military by sending them a letter. You do things that will make them come out. And the same thing is going on. They said by going to his house, the military is also inviting Igbo youth, and this will not end well for our people. We know that it won't end well. There are a number of Igbos that lots and lots of Igbos, majority of Igbos are not in support with what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. Majority of Igbos. It's time for you to come up and speak up. Let your younger ones not be part of this thing. We don't know who set up IPOP, but whoever set up IPOP is not an Igbo person and has no Igbo interest at heart. But whoever set up IPOP is also high up there. That's why IPOP is untouchable. That's why Nnamdi Kanu is untouchable. When all this military operation was going on, where was he? Do you know where he was? I really don't know. Maybe he was in a safe place. I don't know. All these people that say that, oh, this person is supporting Biafra, Asare Dokubo is supporting. Look, it's not by Big Bele. Asare Dokubo and his Big Bele. It's not by Big Bele that you support Biafra. They will just use rocket launcher to demolish their Bele. Don't deceive yourself. These people will not be there when you need them. What you need is yourself. You don't need a savior. So don't deceive yourself, brothers and sisters. What is going on? I repeat, this is an operation that has been planned on the Igbo people. Whoever plans it, I don't know. But this will not end well for Igbos. What Igbos need to do is to dissociate themselves from Nnamdi Kanu and what he's doing, until Nnamdi Kanu abides by the Igbo principles, the Igbo values. Not insulting people up and down, because insulting the president does not lead to Biafra in any way. It leads to a military operation that innocent lives will be lost. Brothers and sisters, pray a prayer for our people. Say prayers for our people. There's a whole lot going on. If you look at the present population in Igboland, it has risen astronomically. If you don't believe me, ask Christians. The prison population, at the end of this 1 month operation, it's even going to get worse. I have been to about 5 prisons in Igboland, 5. And the population there has risen astronomically. Brothers and sisters, please spare a prayer for your land and tell your brothers and sisters not to be lured into what is going on. IPOP has nothing but evil for our people. I'll say this and I'll keep saying it, and my hope is that our people will hear it, listen and abide by the word that's coming to them, and stay away from this organization. Let's get the military out of our place. Let's rebuild our economy, because they have already started destroying our economy. The little development we've gained over the few years, they've started destroying it. Let's rebuild and become an economic superpower. That's how you get a nation. That's how you make the other nation negotiate on your own terms. You don't just get your own nation by insulting president, insulting everybody, insulting your leaders, insulting your kings, your chiefs and everybody. No, that's not how you get your nation. That's not how you get what you want. Right now, Igbo people are seen as uncivilized people because we let some yam heads be the voice of the Biafra struggle. May the Most High bless you. Salah. Please pray for Igboland.